Okay.
Yeah. So going down the line, whoever wants, there's only three of us. Answer that question.
Okay, I think Svenja will go first. Does Svenja value their own best interest more than the parties? I don't know what she will do when that really gets put to the test, because we haven't really gotten to a point where that was a real choice. So one of her weaknesses is that she will do anything to get her hands on really rare lore or magical items or runes or something like that. She's obsessed with learning, very, very, very hard to find lore. And I have a suspicion that if that was the trade-off, it could go either way, but it's probably going to go for her own interests. So she hasn't yet needed to test her belief that she would look after the party's interests.
Could definitely be tempted. I like that. How about Carmilla and Gorm?
No, Carmilla, she doesn't want to read that book.
Oh, I have the book.
Book of lore. If you don't want anything to do.
That's like, it's so confusing. It always changes. It's never the same.
I just have a bad sense around that. I think there's an inside check that says this cannot end well if she reads that book.
Most likely go insane.
Yeah, one of those terms.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, value the... I think that would depend. I think that would depend if it was like, oh, this animal that she has like befriended turns out to be like evil or something. She may choose her own interest over that, and thereby siding with the animal over the party. Though, if the interest of the party is... let's see. Maybe like seeking revenge. That would be potentially that hard to say, since it will depend on the situation.
Yeah, you guys don't seem to have been tempted quite enough yet. Perhaps tonight we will change that. What about Gorm?
Yeah, I don't think there is like something way like very valuable to him at the moment that he will put his interests before the parties. It has to be like very extreme for it to happen, at least at this point in the campaign.
Yeah, fair enough. So I don't know where the other two are, but even if they don't show up, we can at least, maybe we won't do a full session if they don't show up, but we'll get started and hopefully they join. Otherwise, we can just continue on and maybe deal with things a little bit differently than with the full party. But have you got a recap for us tonight, Svenja?
I am still writing the story. Actually, what I thought is I shall write stories when they've reached a point of closure of some sort. But so last time we started out in the middle of combat with the crag cats and the snow cats, which we eventually won and got a couple of pelts and so forth. And following the cats north into the forest, we came upon this portal, these arched rings that appear to have been made by giants, lots of runes. There were cauldrons that were sort of set in the shape of constellations and some sort of broken panel. So this appears to be some sort of device that if you know the coordinates and the runes and things, you can configure to go to somewhere else. And we got the distinct impression that not just on this plane, the constellations which we deduced to a star or sort of astronomical constellations weren't ones that we were familiar with from our environment. So that was super interesting, and we could have spent a lot of time, or Svenja could have spent a lot of time there. But eventually we decided to travel on, and we got some bits and pieces of loot. I think we made camp not far from there, and it was interesting for us in the sense of it wasn't the usual, everything went well, great rolls. So Svenja was a little bit distracted by the events of the morning, worried about the nightmares that she'd had in the past and what she may get from that. Ulfhild's wound wasn't healing, and we realized that if the creature did manage to kill someone, they may not have gotten to Valhalla. During the night, Jormund saw a giant owl, and sort of being in his mind or in his actual words disrespectful towards Freya, the goddess of wisdom, he got a rat dumped on him, and Shepard promptly tried to attack him because whatever this rat did was making Jormund look like something nice, tasty snack for wild animals. So the next morning we did set out then to go and find the bear in the caves that we were looking for, and unexpectedly became the second day in a row something that pulled Svenja out of her sort of immediate concerns into thinking deeply about Valkyries and the lore and the afterlife. We came across a wounded Valkyrie. She kept on addressing Svenja as sister, which was strange for Svenja, but given the near-death nature of this Valkyrie, she didn't even have a chance to ask her name. She did manage to have a short conversation, said something about find the one who wears the golden mask. She's made her way into Odin's court. Not sure if Loki's involved, and then asked to die in battle so that she could go to Valhalla, and asked Svenja to essentially confront her. It was a close thing, and only by sort of the lucky application of magic and redirection that Svenja managed to give her the death that she asked for. Her body disappeared. We seem to be convinced that her soul had gone to Valhalla, and her sword and helm remained behind. And that was where we ended the session, sort of still panting with the sweat and adrenaline of the combat busy evaporating into the cold air. And back to you.
Yeah. So after defeating the Valkyrie and sending her spirit to Valhalla, as you said, a silence falls inside this cavern. All you hear is the lapping water that taps the mask against the rocks, and as Svenja is taking in the past couple of moments, you see in the water, which had previously shimmered with gold, you all now start to see the glint and sparkle of something hidden beneath the surface. And taking a closer look, you realize that the water is filled with gold and gems, a veritable treasure trove. But you wonder why here? And you can all see down at the bottom those sort of glittering sparkles underneath the water surface.
Does anything happen if I touch the water?
Sorry, say again?
Does anything happen if I touch the water? Like at the shore here?
Yeah, there's still a bit of that golden ripple, but it doesn't seem to affect you at all. It just seems like more of a visual effect, possibly from all of the gold and coins and things that are underneath the surface. It's like the strange magical refraction off of the water, but it doesn't seem like it's enchanted or anything.
Okay, I'll bite. Start ritually casting Salmon form.
Nice. Okay. So you should be able to see on your character sheet I made a thing so that you can actually use that. There's a polymorpher. Let's figure out how to use that. You can totally turn yourself into a salmon. I'm just okay. I'm going to get because we've got some missing peeps. I'm gonna get a backup cameo tonight. So if you can just try and find on your character sheet whether it's either the companions tab up top or there's an actual polymorpher, or if you look at the little skull in the actors directory, you might be able to find a salmon. I may have actually given you that permission already. I'm just going to quickly suspect that.
Yeah, I think I can find it. It's not in the actor list. That's for sure.
Let me.
It's not on the companion like tab in your character sheet.
Yeah, neither there. It's empty as well.
Okay, I'll try to give you the permission. And then you should be able to right click it and say polymorph into this actor. Let me see.
Salmon.
Okay, try it.
Set as rivet target?
No,
Oh, no.
that. Sorry, I can usually do it for you. I just want to try and get Matt up to speed.
If I right click it, I see view the character artwork, view the token artwork, add to stage, export, import, and set as a rivet target. That's the options I have.
Okay, sorry. Let's see your. Sorry, I'm trying to do too many things at once. Let me add salmon to your companion, and then I think you can. Maybe. I think this may just allow you to summon it.
I can just ignore invisible or something for now.
Yeah, we we can do that.
Could it be because the game
I
is
don't know where
paused?
that.
Maybe it doesn't let me because the game is paused?
So when you turn into a salmon, do you keep? It's like wild shape, right?
It says turn 3, dex 15. Yeah, I retain my intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores.
Okay. So there we go. I can just do it for you. Let's see what happens.
Salmon.
Okay, did that work?
Yeah, I'm a salmon now, but the game is paused, so I cannot.
Sorry. Okay, I'm just trying to get
Yeah, I have two players
Matt in
now.
here, and then I will
Gorm
unpause.
Gorm Hammonson and Gorm Hammonson Salmon.
Wait, sorry, what?
If I go to the actor list and then the players, there is like Gorm Hammonson and then Gorm Hammonson Salmon.
Did it do that automatically?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct behavior for polymorph. It does the same with the Australia and the Sinoga.
Okay. Cool. So, cool. What does it look like as you transform into a salmon and jump into this river?
I'm not sure if it's entire like because it's a ritual. I'm not sure if I'm changing like it slowly to a fish or just like right at the end I change to a fish.
That's up to you.
It's like as I stand near the water and my skin becomes like slowly becomes scaly, and when my entire body is covered in scales, I just jump in the water and like, shrink and get the other feature like fins and the whole package.
Okay, so this is a sort of a slow ritual chanting, and you get get more fishy as it were. During that time, Svenja would pick up the mask and look at it, but also trying to see if she can see if this is any sort of illusion. Maybe she'll take a couple of pebbles and throw it at the glow on the water and try to see if she can get a pebble to sink into what appears to be the treasure hoard. Sort of knowing that if it is illusion, the pebble will sink through it. So she would be trying to see if it is actually real, without getting into the water right now.
Okay, yeah, it looks completely real. Reacts exactly as you're expecting. You see a couple of gems float on the top of the water. That it seems like this water is warm and possibly it reminds you of like a hot spring or something. There is definitely quite a warmth to this, and there is a little bit of faint steam that is coming off of it, but it seems to dissipate into this room. You can see there's quite a lot of life growing along the sides of these walls, and I'd like everyone to please give me a perception check as you go in there. Gorm, you can give me an investigation as you are right down in there.
Yes.
Just as an aside, I've been looking at that helm. She hasn't attuned to it, but I've got a couple of questions we'll do in private chat somewhere later. Appropriate to the perception check, she got a 15.
Oh yeah, the items, you can check your Foundry character sheet. You should see the 2 items that you picked up from the Valkyrie.
Oh, okay. So this one does not require attunement. She will equip it. The helm does require attunement. She'll do that in the next short rest.
Yeah, I'll say because of what happened last time, I'll say you can instantly attune to that one because you just defeated the Valkyrie that was wearing it. And you did put it on your head at the end of last session. But what you will notice is that the sort of wings that kind of flare out from the helm, as you put it on, they will kind of like shrink back and become smaller than they were on the Valkyrie, as it seems like you need to earn those, and the helm will respond to your current power level.
Okay, excellent. And I guess also thinking about that, I'm going to go with she was pretty surprised about the celestial bloodline that came through the what we would know metagaming as Aasimar. So she is really just thinking really long and hard about what's going on, trying to work it out for herself. So our we need to put a tattoo on Gorm so we don't catch him and eat him by accident. Or just tell us when you're doing this so we don't go fishing while you're salmoning.
Yeah, I'm a fish. I ignore you and swim.
Okay, sorry. I'm distracted because I'm trying to get Matt into the game, but he seems to be ready. So let me tell him he can just join in. His character may take a while to do that, but my W key has stopped working on my keyboard, and it's the most irritating thing.
I feel your pain. I have to carry a keyboard with me on my laptop because I have a couple of keys that don't work as well. It's rather embarrassing.
Yeah, the laptop keyboard works fine, so I keep having to press the W on that instead of my external one. Okay. Sorry for the delay. Because if I've heard from Svenja and Gorm, Camilla, what are you doing as all of this is happening?
Looking at the water, busy like trying to dip fingers and see like if there's anything like special, like does it stick to what's called the fingers or anything, like maybe some sorcery, or like if there's any sorcery for this.
Okay, yeah, you can give me an Arcana check, you know. And welcome, Matt. Was that you joining in?
Nat 20.
Nice.
Oh, that was weirdly well timed. I did not set up Christmas themed things. Okay, so just importing the sheet there. But with that nat 20, you will know that this area does have some sort of magic, but you will notice more that there is ash along the walls. It's like it's not. It looks like something was burned in here recently, and it seems like whatever that ash came from was a magical kind of flame, though it doesn't look like there was much fire. It may have been something from the Valkyrie. You do know that you are also, with a nat 20, you know that you are in a lair of some kind. You knew that already going in, that there's probably a bear hibernating in these caves somewhere. But it does seem odd that a bear would have all this treasure. As Gorm, you swim underneath the surface, you see just glittering gold and silver. There is gems, and there are even a couple of magic items that are lying around in this water. yeah, I mean, it looks like you've struck it rich.
That little, we seem to be in a layer of sorts. Okay. Yeah.
Wanting to follow the water, but the game is still paused.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So here you go. And for tonight, Carmela, you can finally control Shepard. Just for now. Thank you.
I have no control over Shepard.
I'm giving that to you.
If I like bump into like the items or the gems, are they actually there, or do I just go through them?
Yeah, it's all there. You're skating across the top of it, bumping into some very sparkly looking gems. It is, yeah, but it all seems very real. As you are getting further, though, you will feel the water that is nice and warm start to get somewhat colder, and you will hear sort of waves lapping as it feels like the water is flowing from up on top, which you can't quite see, but with those perception checks from you guys earlier and from where you are standing now, I think Carmilla and Svenja, you can both probably see that there is like water dripping into one of these pools up at the top, and it looks like the water is alive, as there is a water elemental standing on top there, and it seems to be standing watch over this pool, though it doesn't seem to be reacting to fish gorm.
Well, Fishgorm doesn't see him, so he'll just continue his travel. Is that like skeleton?
And
It's in a part of the map.
quite.
It wasn't.
It does sort of look like it. No, those are just rocks.
Okay.
Though you can see there is quite a bit of debris. Some of these magic items are on the corpses.
Okay, so there where Camilla is walking around on the side of the cavern, is that actually a bit of a path?
It is if you have spider climb, yes.
Ah. And Shepard is just swimming with you.
Yeah, that's why I move so slowly, to just ensure he doesn't drown. Can you imagine if he came back and Shepard had drowned?
Well, as Shepard is paddling, he is making considerably more noise than you, as you're kind of climbing alongside the wall. It is kind of slippery on this moss and things, but that doesn't really mean much to you because of the way you climb. And Svenja, you see this happening as you see that water elemental up at the top starting to turn and take notice, probably of Shepard, who's just going doggy paddle through the water.
Okay, so yeah, so being snapped out of her reverie, she's like, oh shit, and look at how can she get to where they are? And if I hear correctly, swim or spider climb, those are the two ways.
Yeah, unless you've got some other way to traverse. It doesn't look that deep, though, to be fair. It looks like the entire underneath of this pool is just a bed of gold.
So what am I looking like? Waist deep, knee deepish, or shoulder deep?
It looks like it goes deeper down. You probably fully submerge yourself where Gorm is right around the corner, but it slowly gets deeper and deeper as you go. So yeah, you could, to where Shepard is would only be about waist deep.
Gorm cannot. I wonder if she sort of rhythmically slaps her palm on the surface of the water. We hadn't agreed up front for Morse code because I didn't know that Gorm can be so fishy. But if she can attract Gorm's attention by kind of tapping out a rhythm with her palm, like on the water surface, hoping that the waves will go underneath. and she will just sort of softly start chanting her battle cries, her battle chant.
Okay,
She
yeah. I
watches
mean,
the
you can give me a perception check, see if you notice this. But are you trying to do something like magical or mechanical?
Svenja, no, she's just physically trying to track his attention.
Okay. Camilla, you can meanwhile give me a stealth check for both you and Shepard to see if this water elemental is going to notice you. But with a 13, yeah, you'll just faintly, your senses are kind of hard to understand in fish form, but you do notice Svenja up there. And yeah, Camilla, you are very sneaky along the side of that wall. It does not seem to have noticed you, though it does notice Shepard, and you can see it kind of now moving up to the top of this pool, kind of looking over the edge as it is just still flowing where it is standing, but it seems to be growing a little bit larger. The pool around it just grows into its full form, and it is bearing down at Shepard, but you are sort of hidden in amongst all the coral and moss that is growing up these walls. So what are you trying to say to Gorm there, Svenja? What are you just trying to get his attention?
Yep. Well, Morse code. I don't know. We don't have Morse, but almost like a. Okay, I tell you what. If he is able to pick up that this is her typical intro, if you want to, into her danger coming. It's not like she's doing battle chants and stuff in the way that some of the skalds would be doing, but she is always humming something. This is the kind of thing that she's humming or starting to chant when she feels in danger or when combat starts. So that rhythm is what she's slapping on the water. So hopefully it picks up that, oh, hang on, Svenja's picking a battle rhythm.
Well, the vibrations from that will carry through the water, and Gorm, as you sort of feel them from one end, you will feel them again reverberate in that same rhythm off of an item in the gold that is sort of buried in front of you, and with your eyes you can see it looks like an instrument, and you can tell that this sound is coming from Svenja, who is most likely back up at the surface. Are you going to be doing anything there as a fish?
Well, knowing it's a battle music, right? I'm not wrong.
Yep.
I'll just swim up like as far up as I can, look around.
Okay, yeah, you to the surface and you'll see the water elemental peering over the side at Shepard, just like as Shepard will begin to. I mean, what is Shepard doing actually? Is he going to try and turn around because he's seeing this now as well, and he is not swimming that well. Well, actually, I'll tell you what. I'll give an intimidation check for the water elemental, and then you can tell me how Shepard reacts. So give it that as you will. As you guys are doing this, and okay, not very intimidating. It doesn't seem to be trying that hard.
It's just water. It continues swimming.
Okay. And what are you doing, Camilla?
I'm just continuing towards the platform. Since what can water do?
Ooh.
Okay.
It's going to be an interesting.
It has not seen you yet, but as you are getting close and as you are kind of rounding this corner, the silence of this cavern is suddenly broken as you hear a familiar screech from the tunnels behind you, and it is that of an owl, much like the one you heard all of last night. However, the sound is followed by a roaring response, something big, maybe one of those crag cats again, or maybe a bear. It's hard to tell for sure, but whatever it is, it's inside the tunnels, and as you hear it roaring again, you can tell that it is getting closer. Yeah, what would you guys like to do?
And just look at Carmilla and just shake my head.
You see this fish is shaking its head at you.
It's just a weird fish.
I think that Svenja would turn around and sort of drop into crouching, sneaky, stealthy mode and try and sneak up to around the corner to see what she can see. If I can get my token to actually do the moving thing. Let's do a stealth check there. So that's her 15. So she's sort of really slowly creeping up to see if she can see where the noise is coming from and what it is.
Okay, sorry, I thought it automated. Sorry, was that a stealth or a perception? You can give me whichever you haven't done yet.
That was the stealth check, and then the perception check is this one. Okay, nat 20.
Okay, yeah, with a nat 20, you'll hear the footsteps on the ice, and you hear a whimpering sound, like from someone that has been badly injured, and truce. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but what does she hear as you are currently in the jaws of this creature and badly hurt?
I'm in the jaws, so yeah, you'd hear a very panicked man shouting, "Let go of me, you damn lizard!" And probably some fire spells going off, trying to get out of the clutches of this thing.
I think she's going to shout back at in the general direction of the mental, but really raising and projecting her voice. Need help over here, and then try and recover her stealth, maybe by changing position like 15, 20 feet away from where her voice came from, and trying to sneak further up towards the lizard. So I guess another stealth check.
Yeah, so where you are now, it does not seem to have noticed you at all. Sorry, I'm trying to make it via. But why is it putting up borders? Sorry, I was not prepared for for just tonight. So as you're sneaking up, Svenja, with your nat 20 on perception, you will see those rocks up ahead of you. There are some cracks in the rocks, and as you kind of sneak up closer, you'll notice a massive figure walking through it. I mean, not massive exactly, but you will see wings from a four-legged beast as you hear the cries from that person in its jaws. And I will show you what it is in a second as soon as I get this token. it's coming. There we go. Okay. So, as you're in the mouth of this beast, as Svenja has successfully snuck up to it, but it is going to continue around the corner. It it does not seem to notice you there, Svenja, but you do notice it as it walks around the corner here. You see the form of a dragon with these sort of white-looking scales, these hardened blue scales. Let me actually show you the picture. This is what you see walking into the cavern.
Ooh. Right, we really need that message spell thing now, don't we? Okay, so she's going to ponder for a moment what she's going to do there. So this is some sort of humanoid that the dragon has got in its mouth, who's kind of kicking and screaming and trying to sputter and bark and bite at it.
More specifically, a fire ganassi.
Okay.
So this is who you see in the jaws of the creature.
Currently wielding in his hand, he has a looks like a scimitar that's currently inflamed, and he's trying to slash at this dragon.
Yeah, true. So you would have realized by this point that your flames have been really ineffective. You figured big white dragon would probably fare quite well, but it has been hard going for you, and this thing has been much tougher than expected.
Am I? Well, so I don't know if am I aware of Shepard and Camilla or anybody else behind me, or is she at the moment sort of feeling I'm all on my own here? It's me and this dragon and this guy.
Yeah, you are seeing this on your own. The other two are sort of up on the other side, more concerned with the water elemental, who does not seem to have noticed Svenja as she's kind of clawed her way up into the corner of this cavern and is just looming down above it. But it has been watching Shepard as Shepard sort of climbed up onto the rocks. But you are currently looking at this mix of hard blue-white scales and patches of silvery blue fur, and this dragon just radiates this savage belligerence as it kind of places this person that's trying to slash at it, kind of throws them into the opening of this cavern, and you can see it has these amber eyes gleaming with primal fury as it stretches out its wings, sending a shower of these like sparks into the air as it just roars at you, Tris. And I need you to please give me a wisdom saving throw or be frightened.
Sure thing. Wisdom saving throw. Okay, for some reason it didn't roll in what's his face, but I rolled a 16.
Okay, so yeah, with a 16, you have already you've heard this thing enough. You are not any more frightened, but you do know that this thing could hurt you bad, as it seems to have thrown you here to maybe keep you for later. However, as as you are kind of thrown, you just see for a glimpse the figure of Svenja sort of hiding in the corner, watching this as you kind of collapse to the ground. And you may have to move around to see her again from where you are, but the dragon seems to just be like licking its lips as they are just covered in your blood.
Yeah, I'm currently not seeing anything on the right side. I can see, I think, from Miller's point of view right now. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait. I think I haven't given you my bad.
No problemo.
Setting up a character mid game.
Don't worry, I'm busy doing a character sheet while this is all going on. Right, there you go. So what do I see again? So I see obviously the big dragon in front of me, but I saw also like Svenja over here or something.
Yeah, you kind of see her over the rock before, as you've landed, you've lost sight of her now, as she's kind of hidden in amongst those other rocks. But you saw her for a second as you were thrown through the air, and yeah, the dragon seems to just be like trying to usher you into the back of this corner, like it's saving you for later, kind of.
Yeah. Well, he still has the scimitar in his hand. It's still engulfed in flames right now. But in game terms, I currently have Flame Blade cast on it. Just busy, like I'm just shifting it from hand to hand right now, ready to fight, but slowly backing up.
Okay. Yeah, you see it just kind of growls at you, and it seems like it's got like a bit of either you or the giant sort of stuck in its teeth as it looks around like it needs some water and is going to start turning its head. But before it does that, we're going to go over to Camilla on the other side, as you are above this water elemental that seems to just be like hovering like a wave that hasn't crashed yet, just over Shepherd. And Gorm, you can see this from where you are as well. What are you doing, Camilla?
Hard one.
You have heard the roars. Just like,
Yeah, it's hard one. Like, do I go back? Mental. Elemental. I want to try to touch the elemental.
are you jumping down onto it, or are you like trying to sneak up to it and just poke?
Just sneaking up to it and poking.
Okay. Are you just touching it, or are you like making an attack?
I'm just touching it. I want to see like why this water is like moving.
Yeah, as you kind of touch it, your hand will just get pulled right into it, as you see what sort of looks almost like a face as it moves towards you. Just the sort of hollow eye sockets that move through this water as the wave is going to move to the side and make a slam attack against you, and just try and like it's like you gave it a fright and it's just trying to swat at you. At which point it is going to make just that attack. But depending on how that goes, we'll see if you roll for initiative. As it is making this slam. This is all happening sort of simultaneously. What are you doing down there as a...
I'll start heading towards like where the roar came from.
Okay, as you see this splash of water come from up top, as Camilla gets smashed, I need you to make a strength save, please, Camilla. As you are standing on the edge here, he's trying to knock you off.
9.
Okay, you take 10 points of damage, and you are knocked from this thing as the water just blasts you, and you are not expecting this thing to actually attack you, as it just turns and smacks you right off the cliff. You go flying down below and hit Shepard, both of you tumbling into the water. You hear Shepard let out a yelp as you both splash down into this water. And yeah, how are you going to respond to that? As Svenja, you see the dragon as it starts to move around, it hears the splash and just whips its head up to look in your direction. It doesn't seem to immediately notice you, but I first want to find out how Camilla reacts to getting smacked.
Okay, so it's not friendly. Looks around, doesn't seem to be any around, so retreat. Retreat.
Okay, you and Shepard start swimming as this creature just seems to try and make itself look bigger as you start catching up to the salmon, who's making its way to the edge. And on the other side, the dragon has now turned its attention away from Triss and is making its way down the tunnel. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, when I reach shore, I'll transform back to human Gorm.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, I'll give Svenja a chance to react as this thing rounds the corner as I turn you back into human.
Unmute button, always useful. Does she think she feels pretty well hidden right now? Does she think if she stays hidden, the dragon will go past her? I guess that's a chance.
I mean, where you're standing right now on the map is in the middle of the path, so you can pick which rock you're hiding behind, but you do feel like it hasn't noticed you. It seems to have reacted to the splash sound that it heard.
Okay, so I think she'll try and hide there in between those, sort of squeeze herself in between the rocks and just as far back as she can against the wall. And sort of, almost close her eyes. And I don't know if she's got any shiny how bright the helmet is, but anything that could reflect light, she'd sort of try and cover with her cloak. Oh, hang on a second. We've got that troglodyte skins. Is there time for her to pull that out and sort of drag it over her?
Yeah, that's absolutely exactly what that kind of cloak is for. And yeah, you will find you just sort of blend in. So I'll give you another stealth check, but with that you'll have advantage. I'm not sure if it does have a different mechanic, but I do think it's just advantage.
Let me see what the description says.
It works. It helps this camouflage, like things that only from very far away will seem invisible.
Oh my god, what a terrible roll. 11.
You do still have inspiration.
Yeah, I think I may need to use it actually. So let me use, but the inspiration doesn't do advantage, it just means reroll 1.
It would affect both dice if you had advantage.
Okay. So let me roll one more time and see what is the best roll I can get here. 6. It's not meant to be 14. That's the best you can do with that. I think the breathing too hard or something like that.
I am going to give him a perception as he's now trying to sniff out whatever made that noise and whatever's in his lair. Triss, are you doing anything as you see the dragon getting distracted? And with a 14, you probably see Svenja quite clearly.
Yeah, my passive perception's 18. Yeah, so with the sword in his hand, he's like eyeing the exit, looking for a way out, but he's also looking at these people that are also in this cave, and he's just considering his options at the moment. This
Fuck.
is going over like a couple seconds. Oh, that's not good.
He definitely sees it.
Okay, yeah. So as it starts walking towards you, Svenja, it does walk sort of past you, and then it stops right next to the rock that you were hiding behind, and you just see it walking slowly, and it starts to kind of lower itself like a lion, just prowling, and then it sniffs the air and just turns its head slowly towards you, and you see the massive head of this dragon just like you're hiding behind that cloth and watching it, but it just turns and looks directly at you, and it is going to
Yep, sorry.
yeah, it as it's looking at you. Are you going to react? It looks like it's about to either speak or breathe.
She will sort of very nervously kind of just pull the cloak away and say, hi, just leaving. We were following blood in here. There was a dead Valkyrie, and we're just leaving. And so sorry. And she'll try and persuade him to let her go.
Okay, I will say you can make a persuasion check with disadvantage because you are speaking common, and the creature just seems to tilt its head to the side, not entirely understanding you, but the hand gestures maybe.
Yeah, I'm wondering, would dragons understand giant or celestial? She'll try and comment and then try and repeat the celestial.
It does depend entirely on the dragon. Some dragons, you are in an area where giant is quite a common language to find around, but yeah, they obviously speak Draconic usually.
Yeah, which is not a language for some reason that we learned. So she'll try and repeat it in giant, but let's roll and see what the dice give us. Nat 1, lovely.
So I'll say that's for saying it immediately in common, and you see this creature just like tilt its head, and then it opens its mouth, and it is going to it speaks in this low grumbling tone, but it will speak back to you in giant, and it'll just say, "Are you lost, pup?"
She would sort of take a deep breath and yes, we were looking for a bear and we found blood trail. And is there still some of the blood on the ground where they came in, where she can point? And we were following that, and we were just leaving and trying to do this giant this time.
Leaving with my treasure. I felt your presence. And it like gets in closer to you. As the rest of you that have just gotten out of the pool, you can now hear this in giant echoing down the tunnel. And you can hear Svenja as well.
So she will say really loudly in common and then in giant, I haven't taken any of your treasure. We haven't taken any of your treasure. Hopefully the others hear that, and if they have taken any of the treasure, they hide or drop it. But she's at least speaking the truth here with typical bardic slickness, saying, I haven't taken any of your treasure.
To that point, Gorman, Kamal, have either of you picked up any of those gems or coins or anything, like, as you hear that?
Not unless some has been stuck in, like, the retreat.
I was a fish. I didn't carry anything.
You guys look around like you definitely don't have anything, and then you see Shepard standing there, and he's got a ruby the size of the size of your fist that he's just holding on to like a dog with a tennis ball, and he like seems quite chuffed to have it.
He's not with us. He's not. Yeah, sorry. Not saying that. It was just like That question, would you put your own interests in front of that of the dog? Yes.
You see Camilla, he walks up to you and puts it down at your feet, tail wagging like he wants you to throw it for him. But you and Gorm just like make eye contact, like, oh shit.
Oh, this is hard. This is so hard. In one way, I really want to throw it, but yes. Yes.
See Truss is like tiptoeing towards the exit as this commotion is going on.
Yes. Let's take the gym.
Okay, you can also
Take the gym.
you can also give me a stealth check and let's see, Svenja, you can give me a perception if you want. Otherwise, we can just do it against your passive. That's up to you.
I don't know why
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
definitely
rolling.
taking your.
I don't know why it's not rolling onto the onto Forge, but I just rolled a nat 20. So
Did
that's
you
gonna be
try clicking the B button? Maybe it hasn't enabled.
it is enabled. I'm just going to refresh Forge and see if that helps.
That's cool. I will totally believe you though. As you see this little lick of flame disappear behind the rocks, but the dragon has definitely not noticed. He's very much up in your face, Svenja, and you're also not looking in that direction, as his wings have kind of come down to block that area around you, as he's just trying to like take up that entire space. But from what you can tell, it is this dragon probably believes that you were what made that splash, and it is keeping all its attention on you right now. Doesn't seem to have noticed Gorm or Camilla yet.
So she would, I think, so she's feeling a little bit more confident now. And she sort of brings her advisor to the Jarl skills to bear, this sort of speaking with confidence and saying things, wanting someone much more powerful to believe her. So she'll say, my friends and our wolf are still back there. We were just leaving, and we haven't taken any of the treasure. And she'd sort of shout out towards the cavern in common, guys, we're just leaving, right? Come. And so her entire performance now is to create the sense of confidence with the dragon that he is indeed in power. There is no threat to him. We haven't done anything bad, and we were really leaving as we'd said we want. So she's 100% focused on that performance of we're not a threat and we haven't taken your stuff.
Okay, yeah, you can give me either another persuasion or a performance check. I'll give you advantage on that one, as you start using those same skills, but you will see the dragon whip its head that side to try and see the others.
Okay, I'm going to go with persuasion again. That would be a 20, dirty 20.
Okay, it will kind of like consider that and then move its head back to you. Say, but you said you were here looking for a bear. What do you want with my bears?
We'd heard that there is a magnificent bear here. We're young. We're trying to make our name. We're traveling out, exploring the world. I'm gathering stories to tell. So we wanted to come and see if these stories of this magnificent bear was true. I'm getting pretty good at this thing, isn't it?
It seems. I mean, your story seems pretty convincing, as the dragon sort of moves its wings back, no longer blocking you, and then it says, "Very well. If you haven't taken anything, I will escort you out." And hold on, 1 second. My power just went out. I'm just going to switch over.
Okay.
Damn. Always something.
That's 10 o'clock, isn't it? Local time.
I finally got a UPS, so I will actually have Wi-Fi when the power's out. I can play D&D without interruptions.
Here we go, Matt. I'm proud of you getting your priorities sorted out.
all for D&D, I promise.
Hey, man, just when the revenue from COVID face masks and hand cleanser dries up, new revenue stream for home sell online is power banks and UPSs and stuff.
It's true. I didn't even realize UPSs were a thing until I started my job, and they said, "Oh, why don't you just get a UPS?" I was like, "A UP what?" And then I got a nice
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Interesting. Me. So we because I run my business from home, I invested in this way back in. I'm already starting to think the battery is not doing so well because it now dies in 4 hours instead of 5.5. But it looks like the price and the range and the availability significantly increased over the last sort of 6 months because I've started looking for a new one. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
I love capitalism.
Welcome to Russia.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, Chess is currently just sitting behind this rock as all of this is going on. He's like, "Don't miss me, don't miss me."
Yeah. So I was about to get to that. As the dragon says that he's going to escort you. Oh, sorry, I'll give it a second. It's probably lagging. Jeez. Every week it's on. So as the dragon is saying it's going to escort you out, it is going to take a step back up onto the rocks that you were currently sneaking behind, Tros, as you sort of see its shadow as its wing just flaps over you. And with your stealth check, it does not see you, but you can hear it speaking in Giant to Svenja and saying that it's about to escort her out, which means it's about to walk back around the tunnel that you're about to try and escape down. And you are still bleeding from your wounds. So are you going to try and keep going down that tunnel, or are you going to try and hide or something?
Yeah, you know what? He's gonna go full stealth. He's gonna the flames on the sword is going to go out, and he's gonna cast where is it now? Yeah, he's gonna cast pass without a trace. Get
Whoa.
+10 bonus to his stealth check. Plus it covers him
Okay.
up more and bells his fire. Yeah, does all the cool stuff. So hopefully he can just blend into the rocks and while the dragon does his thing.
Yeah, as this dragon sort of climbs up onto the rocks and it says to Svenja, I will escort you out, and just turns its head that way. You see it kind of clinging onto the rocks right above you, but you have just like melded your way in there. You just look like this, looks like that part of the rock is like part of a volcano, and you're just this little glowing magma hidden underneath it, and it doesn't seem to notice you at all. But it does sort of turn its head and notice that there is a blood trail along the ground, and it starts to move along the rock, like walking away from you, turning its back to you, and standing on the edge of this rock, looking back to where it had dropped you. And it seems to be looking and realizing that you have disappeared.
And slowly, very slowly, Tress is just moving onto the side of the rock and just to try cut vision from cut off line of sight with them.
As you continue on, you'll hear it suddenly roar out in anger as it looks around and it can't see you. It turns and looks down at you, Svenja, and it says, "Deceivers! I knew I could never trust humanoids, just like father. You will pay for this. I will feed you to my bears." And it is as it sort of stands up, Svenja, Gorm, and Carmilla, you guys all notice that the path is sort of open as it is standing onto its back legs, standing on top of this rock, and it seems to be preparing its breath as its snack has run away and it seems to be blaming you. What are you guys going to do?
Okay, so when you say the path is open, it's running around the rock rather than over it, or is there a sort of a parkour over the rock behind him opportunity for Svenja here?
From where you are currently, he's like right above you, so you've probably got a better chance, unless you want to. He'll get an opportunity attack on you from where you are. But if you want to try and dupe him somehow, you might be able to. But for Gorm and Carmilla, you guys have got more of a chance to climb over the rocks from where you are, as the exit is directly north of you guys. But yeah, Svenja, you are under the dragon right now, so it's a bit harder to do.
So I think she's gonna, with great confidence, hopefully you guys do the right thing behind her, saying, no, I saw him landing behind that rock over there, just around. And she would sort of, still with her hands in the air, carefully try and walk there and try and cast prestidigitation just behind the rock, just enough that he can see it, but not so much that he can see there, and create like this little shower of sparks somewhere here-ish to create the idea, because the last time he saw this thing, it was still flaming and firing, saying, I'm sure it's still behind the rock. Just take a proper look. We're not involved in this. He's not, whatever that was, not with us. We were really just leaving.
I'll do one better. I'll use one use of my wild shape to make my wildfire spirit appear about over here, as if it's moving in this direction over here towards this rock.
Yeah, okay, very nice. So I'll say, Svenja, you can give me a deception with advantage, and so can you, Tris, as, I mean, deception or performance for you, Tris, because that's like a real thing that you're summoning.
Yeah. I will mention it's basically exploding into view as this thing pretty much appears out of nowhere, an explosion of fire.
Yeah, and that explosion of fire is matched perfectly by the sparks that Svenja makes. So it looks like your flame spirit appears on the rock on that side, and there is a spark coming off from you behind the rock where the dragon cannot see. And with that, you successfully distract the dragon as it is going to fly down. It flies sort of over the rock, but is, because of that explosion, turns its head to the small one first, and is kind of searching here. But this gives you all a chance as the dragon flies its way down to go and look at this thing, and it gets right up in the face of the fire spirit, sort of walking after it back into this tunnel where you can see there is debris from the things it has eaten before, and it's just walking like quite quickly towards it, just like snarling its teeth. And you all have a brief moment. I'd like everyone to please give me an athletics check if you're going to try and sprint it, or a stealth check if you're going to try and get away without it noticing that you're running.
As the small fiery fox spread appears, it's going to be a complete obnoxious little thing, shooting out little flame seeds and doing these small little miniature teleports around, being a very difficult target to hit.
Okay, you can roll an attack with the flame seed if it's got one. But yeah, it is absolutely just like bouncing from wall to wall as this dragon is like snarling at it, but is just trying to seemingly intimidate it.
So it's going to be my spell attack modifier. Yeah, it doesn't have it set up properly, but I'll roll it. 16?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know you were going to have a summon as well.
It's a wildfire circle.
Okay, cool. So with a 16, that is going to miss, as it kind of hits the dragon, but it just bounces off of it. It doesn't even seem to care. but it kind of chases it into that tunnel for a second before it looks like it's going to try and loop around before it sees you, and it does start going deeper down that tunnel.
Yeah, Truss will be gesturing to everybody to get their ass moving.
Wondering athletic self. I think Svenja is going to try and sneak out. She's too scared to run. So she's going to try and sneak up as far as she can and then belt for it once she gets into the wider part of the passage.
Okay. And yeah, as you see a woman, Carmilla, not having a great time at sneaking, but also trying to kind of like go quietly, though they are moving too fast to actually be quiet. And as you guys start moving up there, you will hear the dragon round the corner and look around, noticing that Triss is not there. As it just lets out this roar, you guys all manage to head up into the tunnel. So
Okay,
you
when it roars, I run.
Once you're within 30 feet of me, you can make use of Pass Without Trace, and you can get a +10 to your stealth bonus if you want to be
Ooh.
stealthy.
Not on the first date with strange men. I don't know that she's going to be smart enough to do that. Dragon roaring equals running. Brave Viking here.
Yeah, while running, I cast Bless on myself, Carmilla, and Svenja.
Okay, cool. You guys should. I'll try and activate that.
As Truss is running
Okay.
along, he's going to just say, "What in Thor's name are you doing down here in a dragon's cave?"
Hunting bears. Shh, run.
The more important question is, what is a creature of Muspelheim doing here?
Oh, we've got the parkour gap coming up.
So as you guys round the corner, you will see the rope setup that you created earlier that is still there, though it does seem to have been bumped a bit by the dragon as it came through. And yeah, though you would know it's not that massive of a gap if you have your climbing and parkour skills. As you guys have got quite a bit of a head start on this dragon because of duping it quite well. You can hear it roaring from behind, but it is going to give chase in a minute. So you guys come to this crevice. What are you going to
As I recall, there's a wall on the side, right? Somewhere here. There-ish.
Yeah, these tunnels are quite frozen, so it is slippery. That is more of the problem. So for you, especially Truss, as you run hard, like running it up to this slippery edge, you know it's going to get slick real quick. So there is a rope that they have set up across, but yeah, you are in a full tunnel, so there are walls to use. But for most people, it would require some climbing gear to get across, unless you know parkour like Svenja or unholy climbing magic like Carmilla.
Yeah, I'll just do what I tried to do earlier. Just rush up here and, like, from the right side, cast Nature's Ladder and hope the tree holds.
Oh, yeah. Did you actually cast that last time?
No, I didn't.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so then this time that absolutely works, as the ladder sort of goes out horizontally and just grows across, grasping. As you create this wooden bridge, you will see little like spines jutting out the side of it as they sort of create these handholds. But yeah, you can absolutely make a tree, what is it, like 20 foot tall at first?
Yeah.
So yeah, that is easily enough to cross the gap, and you guys can run across it without too much issue.
Oh, hell no. I think Svenja is going to just whoop, and now she's manically screaming and ooh, and parkour off the wall as she runs kind of round that way. Like
So while Gorm is casting the spell, as the tree starts to grow its way across, Svenja is already running along doing the full wall run.
oh hell yeah!
Oh well, you're
Let's do that.
crazy
Let's
love,
let's
aren't you?
see what level of landing she gets. Man, again, triple twist, stick the landing. Yes, and then she just keeps on belting down the road.
Absolutely. And as you kind of still doing your celebrations, you see Gorm getting across on the tree, and Camilla also sort of easily making her way across. You will hear that dragon rounding the corner as you see it now giving chase. And we are going to go into a bit of a skill challenge here to try and outrun the dragon. So I'm going to need an athletics check from everybody, or acrobatics, especially because of this little card after.
Both are the same, so I may as well. Let's roll this one.
And yeah, you'll also, if there's anything you want to do to try and like slow the dragon down or speed yourselves up, you can also let me know. But this will be like, you'll need 3 successes or 3 failures to try and avoid.
Yes, baby. Lots of ice, stalactites, stalagmites on the roof.
Plus doesn't work on checks. Carvilla only saves.
Oh yeah, it's guidance.
Guidance is for checks.
Yeah, it's right, I'm thinking of guidance.
Wait, are
Couldn't
there
guide
plants
myself
down
because
here?
it's concentration, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so there, what I'm seeing is Gorm and Svenja, you guys both passed the first check as this. You guys can each move your normal speed, but the rest of you can move half of your speed, and the dragon is going to gain on you a little bit.
Okay, so question, do I have that either move or action? Because you asked what we want to do. I want to do, she moves fast, the dragon moves fast. As she sticks the landing, I want her to almost turn around and scream at the icy stalactites and stalagmites on the roof above the dragon and cast Shatter at it, so that hopefully it makes a whole bunch of icicle speary things drop down on the dragon.
Yeah,
But,
so I'll say you can move the half movement as though you had failed, but you'll be able to get that action off and try and slow it down. As are you casting Shatter completely? Absolutely, you can. That is automatically going to work with a Shatter spell. Is exactly the thing. You can roll damage to see how much will basically use the damage from that as the icicles that potentially hit it, but it will make a con save for that as though it was hit by the spell itself.
okay, I'm not sure what I'm going to break by clicking.
It's going to hit you as well. Careful.
Oops, I should have moved first.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll undo the damage, or just don't roll the save.
But yeah, just for fun, let's see if I actually make it. We'll undo the damage. I failed my own save.
Yeah, so you see as this shatter goes off, there's a crack that goes all the way through the tunnel, and you'll see some of the icicles above you also start to fall as you are running, and you narrowly escape them as they just start crashing into the ground around you. But yeah, you are not going to take damage from that as you were casting it behind. But the dragon also failed, so it takes 18 points. I'm going to say of piercing damage.
Piercing? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, So as you see it chasing you, it is kind of tearing its way along the floor and along the walls. And as you shatter, these icicles come down and just it crashes right into them as it tries to take off and like fly over the gap. You see that's exactly where the icicles hit it, and it pushes it down into that gap. As you just see it disappear for a second as you turn the corner, it looks like you knocked it down the hole, and you're probably making good time. I'm going to ask here for another athletics check from everyone as you continue on, and let me know if there's anything else you want to.
Finally, good roll.
Wow.
Okay, so that's looking good for Shepard. Gets his footing. Svenja's doing well. Triss is doing well. Camilla, you're going to be moving at half speed again. And Gorm, you have succeeded. So everyone except Camilla, you can move your full speed. Camilla, you're going at half speed as this ice, you're kind of looking over your shoulder as you're running, but you can hear the dragon gaining on. And as you guys come outside, you should be able to see not Ulf.
How far are we from the exit? Out of curiosity.
It's up there.
Shepard, he looks at it. He can see the end of the tunnel.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So Triss has a really good way to keep this dragon a bit preoccupied. He's going to, as he passes through, he's just going to quickly go onto his knees and plant his hands on the ground and cast a spell called Plant Growth. And these mushrooms over here are going to start erupting out and start growing very fiercely with these red hot spikes. Basically, it's going to make a small area for us to run through, but everywhere else is going to be difficult, very difficult terrain for this giant dragon. So I'll quickly plant it into the VTT real quick. So it's a 100-foot radius, but I can pick places where there's no plant growth going on.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So yeah, there need to be plants there to grow.
Yeah, I thought these are plants over here. These little blocks over here. Basically, we'll just grow out from there.
Yeah, all right. You said mushrooms; those seem fungal. Yes, they just sort of start like multiplying, and it starts glowing that whole area as you see the dragon sort of get caught on the other side of this wall of fungus that you make, and you are going to see this glow coming from the other side as smoke begins to seep through it, and you'll see them starting to burn from the other side, but it does slow the dragon down a bit again. So you can all give me that one last athletics check as Triss is blocking the dragon off here with that. And I'll say because both of those distractions have been successful, you'll get it in the slide.
Sorry, say again, because the distractions were successful, we get?
Advantage.
Okay, cool. Nice. Let's roll again, and it cannot be worse. Let's not say that we're doing.
That's 1 and a 4. Great.
Yeah, that's an 11. What's our DC for this?
has 16. So what's... Yeah, that's not looking good.
Yeah, so hang on, I think Svenja will half a movement will get it to there then.
16, you said the DC?
So it's lagging a lot for me. I'm not seeing your rolls yet. There they
Oh,
go.
yeah, then I failed.
Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, if you failed a half movement, you should still be able to get to the entrance with that. However, a failure means that this dragon is going to be catching up. Did anyone get above a 16?
Carmela did.
Chef at Camilla. I finally was like, if acrobatic fails me twice, let's try athletics.
Yeah, and Camilla, you just start basically climbing along the ground as you would, but because you failed the last one, this means you guys get to the end. However, the dragon is going to arrive in the entrance as you see this explosion of flame and ash that just tears through all of that fungus, and this dragon comes flying through it using its full speed, its full fly speed to get... Let's see where it gets. Okay, as it flies above all of you, I'm going to say, Camilla, it lands. You can just take a step back there because it is landing right there with you as you and... you right in front of it, but it lands right in front of your face as you guys have managed to slow it down significantly. It wasn't able to get any attacks in on you, but it does land here in front of you, and you see behind it a giant owl up in the trees that is just like flapping its wings, and goddamn, on this screen from the perspective looks about the same size as the dragon, but it is sort of screeching at you, and you recognize that owl from before as this creature has had to use its breath weapon to get out here. So I'm going to see if it recharges as you guys tell me what you want to do as you're face to face with this dragon.
Oh, shit, I just realized I've not been using dash action, so I've been using half the. So would she be a bit further along by now?
I don't think anyone was using them.
Okay,
So
no.
those were chase mechanics rather than just your movement speed. But
Okay.
Yeah, you can still move a little bit now. The problem is that you've been blocked off, so you can't move past the dragon without doing something. But Shepard's just growling up at it at the moment.
Right. So do you want to keep on with chase mechanics, or because I would
No,
like to cast the spell?
No, we are basically at the end of the chase, because you guys failed that last one and has managed to get in front of you here, but it has
Yeah.
had to use some resources to do so. So currently we're out of the chase, and it's got you blocked here. But there are other tunnels you could potentially go down, or you can try and find another way. But it seems angry, and it is just staring down at you. What are you going to do? As it is... Oh, it got a 5.
Yeah, I'll continue running like towards it. Doesn't do anything.
So as I said, you can't move past it.
Oh,
but
no, I'm moving towards it,
Sven-
not trying to pass it.
That's cool. You can move there. As you're sort of charging right towards it, you're going to see it readying something. Svenja, were you going to do something?
Yes, she wants to cast. I'm confused about my spell slots here. I thought I didn't have a level 1, but I do have a according to this thing. So I want to cast Dissonant Whispers at to see. She's like, this is not, these are not the droids you're looking for. Sort of growling almost in giant. Let us go now. This is a bad idea. And let's see if It gets to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, and let's see, wisdom save.
Please fail, please fail. Fuck.
Did you see the roll already? No.
No, just preempting.
That's when he said
Okay.
fuck, like she
A
saw the
16.
roll already.
What is
That's
your
why.
16, 16, 16. Shit, where is this thing on this bloody spell
If you
DC
roll,
4?
just for future reference, if you roll the damage, it should prompt me for the actual roll, and then it
Ah,
shows the DC and
yeah.
everything.
Okay, no, I don't think. So it's 9 points of psychic damage, but I think you've made the saving throw. How can I have such a low DC on my spells?
We're
What's
level
wrong?
3.
Yeah, you're level 3. There's the dragon. Like,
True.
okay, so that was a success. Does it take half damage on a success?
It takes half damage, but what I was going for is fear effect, which clearly doesn't work.
Yeah, the dragon just sort of chuckles as it like shakes off that feeling, and then it is going to use a cinder breath against you.
Shit.
And at this
All of
point,
us.
is because you are rushing towards it. Sorry, what do we?
Yeah, I asked if it's like against all of us.
Yeah, it is because you continued rushing towards him. He's going to use this towards all of you, and I will say this could be a TPK.
Fabulous.
You might actually be fine. You're made of fire.
Damn it, Abby! Why did you have to leave us for a TPK? All
And
right.
Mrs. Shepherd, luckily.
Oh, you nailed this. Svenja and Carmilla have a D4 to the roll.
Already on 5 hit points, so I don't think this is going to be great. Poor random
You
hair
can-
in the area.
Oh yeah, under the snow, that hair is still hiding there.
Dexterity save, normal. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Wow, good rolls, everybody.
Because I succeeded.
That
Just-
D4 made the difference,
Yeah.
I think.
I just pull out my shield like instinctively. And because I have shield
Yeah, as you
is
do
like
you
it was
see-
shield master. Oh, sorry.
oh no, sorry, carry on. I'd like
Shield,
even
with
lagging.
shield master, I can use my reaction, and if I succeed the dex save, I take no damage. Because like the shield blocks everything, at least on me.
Yeah, absolutely. As you rush up, even the hair makes it. As you kind of drop the shield, you sink the snow, and you see this little hare's head pop up, like just squealing with fear as the flames just engulf you, and you see this ash cover you. I will undo the damage to you there, Gorm, as that has taken effect, but unfortunately, you see Camilla behind you, like the flames hit your shield and just go over the top, and Carmilla is standing right there in that blast as she just gets covered in this ash that turns to cinders, and you see even the man made of fire just burst into flames.
How much total damage was?
34.
So it was 34 points of damage on a fail.
Then
You'd have taken like 8 on like
17.
double if you.
17, 8. I mean, I have absorb elements, but I already have resistance to fire.
Isn't
does
that-
that
Yeah, I
sort
will
of
say
work?
for the purposes of this, that like we'll rule of cool it that if you cast absorb elements, I'll say it gives you fire immunity in this moment because we have not discussed this character at all, and
Perfect.
you're made of fire.
Perfect. I'll do that so I become immune to fire.
Okay, so yeah, just in that moment, you kind of absorb the flame, and it's yeah, it is uncomfortable, but you are not immediately incinerated by it. what about the rest of you? Oh my god, Svenja, did that take you down to 1?
Yep, it looks like it did.
So yeah, not what you would expect from a white-looking dragon, but it like just toasts you and like cooks you completely as Gorm is sitting underneath his shield. Svenja, I mean Camilla, you are engulfed in flame and you are dying. Svenja, you're not looking good. What are you guys doing? As we can roll for initiative here if you're going to try and fight it.
I'll just yell to everyone, like to Svenja, get Carmilla out of here. I'll hold it off.
So yeah, actually, let's just roll for initiative. But you can let me know what you're doing as this begins.
Do we have an action like before, or just initiative immediately?
No, initiative immediately.
Okay.
That was kind of the start of initiative. Was him using that move, so that was like a surprise. But now
Okay.
you will get to act immediately. But I just mean roleplay wise, like you're shouting that back to them as anyone else do.
And you see, as those flames come off, you see his skin is now glowing red, kind of like charcoal.
Ah, Jesus.
You really picked the wrong day going into this cave, didn't you?
Okay, I think Svenja is going to. I don't think she thinks that she's going to get past the dragon here. So she is going to run back and hide around the.
Okay, you'll do that on your turn. So just
Yeah.
do roll for initiative there.
Oh shit! Yeah, I do need to do checks. Where is initiative? Skills, features, skills. Yeah, damn it, no utility. There we go.
Okay, so starting off, I'm going to need a death save from Carmilla as we begin here, and she has just fallen into the snow, just steaming.
You have a D4, I think. Bless works on
Oh.
saves.
Oh yeah, that's right. Which will make it a success.
Does it work on unconscious creature? I think it still does, as long as I'm concentrating. Let's see if it says anything.
Yeah, I'll say as
Yeah,
you
it
are
doesn't
also
specify.
kind of sitting under the shield, you look at what has just happened to Carmilla behind you, and you're maintaining your concentration on that bless to try and keep her alive.
Lucky.
Just,
That brings him
right
in.
before the combat starts, I just shout out, "Everybody get close together! I have an idea."
Okay, yeah, so Carmilla, that is one success. And that takes us on to Svenja.
Shit. No, do I trust this person whose name we don't even know? Okay. All or nothing. She is going to. So the helm, the winged helm that she just put on, she sort of. I don't know if she just sort of. You can see like she sort of just twitches her neck a little bit, and her eyes suddenly start glowing. And there's like this bright light in a 60-foot radius that's spreads out around her as she activates a aura of protective aura. So everybody has a plus bonus to armor class and saving throws, and you can see any invisible hostile creatures. That doesn't help us much right now. So that's her action. As a bonus action, she is going to burn her absolute spell slot and cast Healing Word on Camilla. How do I cast the spell? Hang on.
What did you say the bonus to AC was? You got cut off for me at least.
Sorry, +1 AC bonus, +1 saving throw.
Okay.
You might be
Spells.
able to cast that in game as well. They have gotten a lot of the automatic stuff to work now.
Okay, let's see. Healing word. Oh, that might be interesting. Effects. Let's see. Tears. Just features.
Yeah, there we go. Now you should see their constant effect at the top. I don't know if it applies to the others though.
No, let me check if it has a role in the item description. Actually, so let's.
Oh, that item might not. I haven't checked that yet. But you can target Camilla and use that healing word as it should apply as healing.
Oh yeah, I need to do the healing thing. That's right. So
I've had a problem with healers smacking people. There we
right.
go. 8 hit points back to you, Camilla, as the snow around you just seems to soothe your skin, and you heave back awake, but you're badly burned.
No, so so Svenja being so slightly, she's a little bit more stressed now. She essentially, her healing will is not yet, and does she run? Does she not run? Does she run? Does she not run?
Preferably get within 5 feet of everybody else. Like over there.
Oh shit! Okay, it's only my turn. Right. So
Yeah, sorry, I thought Camilla done.
does Trust communicate this to us? I guess. Will she trust him?
Yeah, Trust shouted out, get close together. Player me is saying, get within 5 feet of everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, mechanic, like you guys can talk in combat. I'm not going to restrict speaking to your
Yeah.
turn. If you guys want to strategize, go ahead. Like,
Yeah.
speak as much.
I'm going to get us past the dragon. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah. So she'd sort of look over her shoulder as she dashes forward to kind of help Camilla up from the snow, and over her shoulder shout him, "This better fucking work!" And that's my turn.
Okay. Well,
And
let's see.
what is the turn thing not allowing me to? Oh, there we go. Trust. Up to you.
That's
Yeah.
right. I pressed it already, but yeah, there's just a little arrow next to the combat carousel. But Trust, that takes us to you. What is your plan?
All right. So Trust says, "Well, I'm going to get us on the other side of that dragon." And he's going to use his last wild shape to have the little fiery fox spirit appear in front of him. And he's just going to look at it in its eye and says, "Hope you can get us out of here." And he's going to move over here. And then that's going to be his action, bonus action. He ordered his spirit to use fiery teleportation. The little fox spirit, when it gets to its turn, which is directly after Triss's, fox spirit is going to go into the middle of all of them and use fiery teleportation to. So the spirit and each willing creature of your choice within 5 feet of it teleport up to 15 feet in to an unoccupied space. So basically, I'm going to teleport everybody onto the other side of this damn dragon.
Okay, so sorry, you're gonna have to run through that one more time for me. I put down a little fox. Where is that one go?
Yeah, perfect. So fox spirit is going to go into the middle of everybody over here, right there. And uses its fiery teleportation to teleport us 15 feet basically onto the other side of this giant dragon.
Okay, so does it only get the things within 5 feet of it? It's not getting the wolf.
No, well, I guess. Oh crap! There's a wolf. I didn't see the wolf. I mean, it could just try move around a little bit. I don't know if I can get the wolf in. It's only...
No, but what you're doing now already, you're like between the. So
oh yeah,
you can.
Actually, no. I can just move to where Svenja is, and we'll get everybody. Because everybody within 5 feet.
Oh yeah, fair. jumps. Maybe anyway. So you are moving. So you're teleporting everyone into flames and ending up where?
Yeah, so on the other side of the dragon, 15 feet forward from where we currently are. So instead of here, we are on that side. So it just gives us a little bit of movement to get out of here. Because getting past the dragon is the main issue.
Okay, so I'll say, yeah. Okay, I'll say you can get you just over to the right. So as this little fox spirit jumps up to you, Svenja, and teleports everyone just to the other side of the dragon, you are still going to be within range of the dragon, but you are on the other side of it.
Yeah, the
except
dragon
for
can also make a deck save. Take some damage. That's a failure, and it takes some damage. So it'll take 4 plus, so 9 points of fire damage, I believe. 4, 3,
Okay,
7 points.
all
7
right.
points of fire
As fire has no effect on the dragon, as this was part of why it got you before.
Oh, it's something.
So at this point, you do reveal that this dragon is immune to fire, and yeah, that is probably not so good for you specifically. But you are on the other side of the dragon. Is that going to be your turn?
Yes,
As
that
you
will
hear
be
this
my
owl
turn.
squawking at you from up above. Sorry.
That's the best I could do, everybody.
That's pretty good. So that does take us to the dragon's turn.
So just if I may, sorry, I guess it's out of sequence. Does what the owl is squawking make sense to any of us? Or do we just
No, it
hearing
just
it
seems to
squawk?
be screeching the way it was the night before. It just seems like an owl that is excited about this, but a giant owl, and it seems to be shouting down at the battle.
Fuck.
Oh, and I've realized the dragon's gotten smaller. He's meant to be a little bit bigger than he. Oh, Jesus, not that all of that, but okay. Yeah, this dragon is going to angrily turn around and see you guys there. Or you guys are looking pretty toasty between Svenja and Camilla, and it is going to try and grab you both, as it is going to try and grab one of you with its claws and one of you with its jaws. As it goes, "You will be food for my bears," and it is going to try and attack you both.
Can I use my reaction here?
Maybe.
Yeah, Blood Curse of the Eyeless. He will remove 1d4 on all attacks until the end of this turn, and I have to take 1d4 damage and make a con save.
Okay. So yeah, you can absolutely do that. You can make that roll.
Okay, didn't roll anything. It's not helpful.
Yeah,
I'll
just
do
roll
it
the straight
manually.
d4 when you can apply this damage to you.
Yeah.
Whooping 3 damage, and I have to make a con save because I took damage from the place.
That was
Svenja is going to use cutting words on the attack.
I'm good.
okay. You should be able to actually.
Uh,
Yeah, there we go.
assuming it's not immune to being charmed. I can't see in the chat what that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The thing I think you need to roll whatever that dice is.
Yeah, Royal Bardic, yeah.
Right. Effects, conditions. Hang on a second. Features. Bardic inspiration. Usability. Come do nice things for me. Come machine do. 4. Yay.
Okay, except it hit Gorm for some.
Oh shit. Okay, wrong thing targeted.
I'm supposed to be on 22 because of the blood curse. I'll just change it to myself. Okay.
Sorry, just
I'll say it up.
to 20.
There we go.
Okay, so then also a con save for your concentration on Bless.
I did already.
Oh,
Just
okay.
did
Did you
that.
succeed?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. There's just so much stuff in the
Yeah,
chat.
I know. It just.
So then a -4 from the attack on Svenja. God, why is it not showing that?
I think I don't know that it was correctly, so I may have clicked on the wrong buttons.
Okay, but what is the dice? What is your bardic
1d6.
inspiration? There is a d6. You rolled a 4, so that's right, isn't it? Isn't that what you?
Correct. Yes. So the attack becomes 19 minus 4, which is 15, which means it must.
No, it was not 19. It was 26.
Oh fuck. Okay. Well then.
With the it minus the d4, but I rolled a 1 on that d4. Is it supposed to minus the same amount that you minus?
No. It rolls for each attack individually. I took the damage. It's something else completely.
Okay, so unfortunately, that 26 is what is dropped by 4 and is still going to hit.
Okay. Then
there was so much that just
touching words. Yeah, it's okay. She's out anyway.
So this one is going to. Let's see how much damage you take.
Are we playing massive damage?
Oh no, did it hit the wrong person again?
No, it's Svenja.
Yeah, definitely it's Svenja. Yep.
Okay, yeah, so that was 10 points, not enough to instantly kill you, thankfully, but it does like grab you from behind and just crunch down as you are now in its jaws and your body goes limp. It is going to try and grab Carmilla with its other attack with its claws.
This is not going great.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to minus the 1d4 from this one.
I think it still missed.
That is going to be a miss. So that's a 10 as it just slams down into the snow. It is going to growl at you. And then with Svenja in its jaws, it is going to move away, provoking an opportunity attack from Shepard and though I'm not sure if you guys have got reach maybe as
well. He's right next to us.
It
looks like it.
Shit out of luck when it comes to that, unfortunately.
Oh, it hits.
Yeah, you can make that attack roll, but it is flying away as it just flaps its wings and immediately books it backwards. You do hit it as it goes. You don't have any, you don't have Sentinel or anything, do you?
Okay, so in Yorman's absence, if Shepard gets an attack, can he vicious bite and try and make it prone?
Yeah, I'll say you can try and do that.
Oh my god. Oh, holy shit. All of those abilities.
I'll keep it here so that you can attack it with Shepard as well.
I
you
just
have 10
tried
points
to.
of piercing.
I just trying to find out where it is.
Yeah, sorry, first time looking at the stat bar.
DC 14. It's a dragon.
Yeah. A 5. No.
Yeah, unfortunately not, as the dragon takes that stab, but is going to fly away, and is taking the unconscious Svenja into the tunnels as it flies back inside and is going to make its way. So yeah, I'm gonna say it gets up, and I roll for its. Oh, and it does not get its breath weapon back yet, but it is making an escape.
Oh, no.
Okay. So Svenja, you are okay, and with that we go to Gorm's turn. As the dragon just grabs Svenja into its mouth and flies away. What are you doing?
No, that's not good. I go after her.
This is possibly not a good idea. TPK.
You are unconscious.
I know it shouldn't matter. You're right. You're right.
Hey, this is way to Valhalla right here. Okay, Gorm, you're running in. Are you going to dash? You probably can't see the dragon from where you are.
I can see. I'll. I dash.
So, okay, now here's an interesting question for you, Devin. The home says that it's a bright light in 60 feet and dim light in 120 feet, and it lasts until 10 minutes are over or a creature removes the home. So, technically speaking, her home is still glowing brightly, even though she's
So-
in the dragon's mouth.
The light comes from your actual eyeballs. So,
Right. Okay.
yes, I will say it is still glowing, but from your kind of like, it looks like someone's got two torches that are just hanging from a rope as that's sort
Thank
of
you for
hanging
that.
out of this thing's mouth. So it is illuminating where the dragon is going for sure, but it's not pretty.
Yeah.
Follow the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I dashed to get here, and that's all I can do.
Okay, you get right up behind it as we go to the top of the round with comment.
Okay. I have an idea. It's maybe crazy. But it's the only thing I can think of. So, let's get... calm down. God damn it. Even this thinks it's a bad idea. Okay, just getting there. Takes the gym that Shepard had. Just there is like, oh, look at this! And just throws it down and hopes the dragon is like getting so distracted it drops its prey because it sees the shiny. That's pretty much all I can think of.
I mean, sure, you can try and give me a deception or persuasion with disadvantage, and I'll say this is not likely to work, but you might get Shepard to chase after it.
Shipper uses his movement speed as a reaction to get the gem.
What the heck? Wait. What the heck? Okay, what? It doesn't even. It won't let me roll. Okay, let's try persuade. Okay, why won't it let me?
Might just be like,
No, it throws this blah 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 type formula blah blah blah. Well, then there's only one way.
And the song was a little bit late. We could have used that earlier.
Sad.
I know, I was hoping-
It's 11. It's 11.
Okay, yeah, with an 11, it is only enough to get Shepard. I will say, it, as Gorm said, Shepard can use his reaction to move his speed after it, but yeah, so he can make his basically one of those attacks. I think it's called Sikkim.
The signature bite, or whatever it's called, or Sikkim. Is it that one?
Yeah, I think no, Shepherd Fetch. That's the one.
Ah, Shepherd's Fetch. Okay. Let's see what it does. I don't know how it works. This is confusing.
It's going to go for the groin of the target, but in this case, it is going for the ruby that you've thrown, and it will become both prone and restrained if Shepard gets it. So you can make an attack against the dragon with Shepard, and then yeah, it's going to be very surprising.
Let's see. Where? Ah, God damn it! Attacks with Shepard. Ah. Let's see.
And it's an advantage. Please, please, please be a good dog.
Let's just use that and just subtract the +6. Oh, it hits! It hits!
Yeah, nice. The 22 absolutely hits, as this dragon is going to have to make its save. So roll that damage, then it should pump.
What the heck?
Hey, Dice God has spoken.
So this dragon with Svenja in its mouth, its eyes just suddenly go very wide as it like lets out a bit of a yelp as Shepard runs right underneath and grabs a hold of it. You just hear the snarling as Shepard grabs this dragon by the balls and is holding him there. He's went for the crown jewels as commanded, and you have stopped him in his tracks as he is prone and restrained currently as he kind of slips onto the ice and is just trying very hard to like not to drop Svenja out of his mouth. You've still got your action, I think, unless you dash to get there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes.
I'll allow that as a bonus action. Oh, yeah, no, that's just the command of Shepard. I don't think that doesn't do anything.
Yes, but then yes, still.
Yeah, just leave it. The thing
Wait a
you
second.
fucking
Yes, let's just, if I can do it, just gonna rush over there, try to like get Svenja, and then just get away. No, that's too much. Just get Svenja. Then think what we're gonna do.
Remember that she has told all of you that she does have a potion pouch on her belt. I don't know if that, so what, giving someone a potion?
It's an action.
Okay.
But it's a bonus to drink it yourself and action to give it to someone else. Is it the other way around?
No.
You're right.
No, that sounds right. That sounds about right.
That's the rules, yes, for you said, yes. If I still have the... no, I don't have anymore, I think. God damn it. Whatever. God damn it. Can I... do I have the action? Let me just see. Nope. I do not have an action, god damn it. So all I can do is basically try to get Svenja.
That's cool. I'll say you can give me a sleight of hand or an athletics to just try and get her out of the dragon's mouth, as it is definitely surprised and like letting out a roar of pain as Shepard is going to town behind it.
14.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll say with a 14, you just managed to pull her out of the jaws of this creature, and I'll say I'll move her to that. Or can you see her actually from your perspective?
I can see her, yes.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, you've got her right there in the corner. You guys are huddled up there while the dragon is pulled down by Shepard. Is that your turn?
Let's see. Let me see. Yes, that's the turn.
Okay. Venya, need a death saving throw from you, please, as you are like in Camilla's arms right now.
Okay, how do I do in the two?
You just open your character sheet and there is a skull. If you click on the skull, it should perform the roll. That's how I did.
There we go. Normal roll.
Oh, perfect! Underlay.
Way to
My
roll.
lord, you can never write this shit. Holy crap.
Yes. That's a sign.
I was like, man, if Svenja gets in that 20, I'm gonna do this thing, and now I'm gonna try to do this thing.
Okay, it's lagging for me, so I'm assuming that's nat 20 goodness, and you wake up with 1 hit point. That means you still get your turn.
Oh shit! I have just gone past that.
Cool. We'll
Wow.
put it back to your turn. It is you wake up at the start of your turn with 1 hit point as you just heave back to breath in Camilla's arms as she's just pulled you from the jaws of the creature who's prone and restrained next to you, Shepard attacking it. What are you going to do?
Okay, so healing hands is action. She is sorry, have I done something wrong here with healing hands? Let's do that. I need to do that. The sort of the afterglow in a radiant wings and things just sort of tingle through her fingertips, and as she sort of touches her chest where the dragon has bit it, the wounds close as sort of radiant light come out of her fingertips to her great surprise. And it doesn't allow me to cast that for some reason.
I think some of the abilities doesn't work if it's just like the Warlock's thingy.
Okay, so hang on. 2d4. Does not seem to work. Devin, can you do?
Your 2d4 have come through. It may just be lagging a bit, but what is the?
Right.
Can you post the actual feature, or is this healing, or does it make it? Is this damage on a save? I'm not sure where that radiant energy is going.
I know. So this is healing hands. Is a how do I tell you what that is? Info. Can I do info there?
Oh no,
That's
that's fine. Healing hands, I think,
Osimar.
yeah, there we go.
Because it is prone right now, it cannot do attacks of opportunity, right?
I have disadvantage on that.
Okay, so she's going to very, very carefully edge. Shit. She's going to very.
I mean, you could easily also go the other way because you're with Camilla. That corner is not too much of an issue for you, but it is currently flapping around and thrashing. It seems much more focused on Shepard. It would be easy to try and skirt around it. well, maybe not
You said
easy, but it's not paying attention to you.
You said it's
Okay.
restrained as well, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
prone
it's
and
prone and restrained. So yeah,
Sure.
actually the restrain, I think maybe means it can't make an attack of opportunity.
Let me just see. And it reduces
check.
the
I'll find out.
spirit, blah blah blah. It just means we have advantage against it and disadvantage disadvantage on dex.
Perfect for me. I'm about to use a deck spell.
Oh no, fireball.
No, fire. It's mean to fire. That won't work.
Movement. She's okay. So we're really just trying to do everything. Single thing we do. She's going to throw the sword that she picked up from the Valkyrie into the air on this side of the dragon and tell it to attack the dragon as a bonus action. And I think she's going to take her chance and use a move and try and get away. So should I take my chances in that opportunity attack? Yeah. And
Okay.
shouting, "Run!" Thank you. She's feeling a little bit more more panicky right now. I don't know if it actually gets an attack on the bonus action in the first round.
I think it does, yeah.
Swords beyond and attacks one creature. Okay, so yes, it does. And let's see, it is too many new things. There we go. Martial melee to attack T.
It does still hit with a 23, but your, I don't know, reaction might be able to help you there. Or does it still get the minus D4? Paul?
I was muted. It's for one turn.
Okay, so unfortunately it does still hit you with that attack of opportunity, just clips you with the claw as the sword is coming in behind.
Yeah, it is going to, I fear, take her down again, probably.
But I'll say you get the attack as you with a sword before that happens, so you can make an attack roll with advantage.
Misses.
Or as it lunges
the
down
D4.
towards. Oh,
You're blessed.
okay, add that D4.
Hang on. Actually, it does a +1 as well. Tier, so that'd be a 19.
That hits. Roll your damage. I'll just add it.
Okay, so it was 6
Or,
piercing. So it rolled it up ahead. It was 6 piercing plus 7 fire plus 3 other bonuses. So it will be, because it's fire immune, it'll be 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so this blade just stabs down into its back as its claw just whips out towards you and catches you in the back as you're trying to run. I'll say you end up where you are on the map, but you kind of slide there across the ice as I will roll the damage, and I'm pretty sure it's going to take you down. Yeah, you are knocked unconscious as you. How many max hit points do you have? 18. Okay, thank God. As you take 14 points of slashing damage, that is going to leave a hell of a scar as it nearly tears out your spine as you go collapsing to the ground. But it has used its reaction, so yeah, that is the end of your turn, Svenja, as you go down. Taking us to Truce outside. You've just seen these maniacs run back in after Svenja. What are you going to do?
Yeah, you see Trusk look towards the exit and go, but, and just kind of, and then after a couple seconds of going, shit, he'll just run back in and try help them. So about 30 feet in. Let's see. Keep knocking something for some reason.
There may just be walls in the way.
Yeah, that's my 30 feet. Okay. Should I do this? I don't know if it's gonna help or not. Okay, yeah, that's great. I'm gonna go for it. From where he's standing, he has 100. It's 120 feet range, so I'm gonna cast Erupting Earth on the dragon. So it's a 20-foot cube. I'm pretty much gonna just affect basically this section over here. Let me try draw it out. So basically,
Yeah,
that
if you
section
cast it,
behind
it
them.
should give you a place template.
Oh yeah, it should. Let me do that. Just delete that. Okay. Let me cast it. I don't know if I added the spell before the session, but yeah, casting VTT normal. No, for some reason.
Through D&D Beyond, it doesn't usually. It's a
No.
template.
Yeah, it's. I don't have.
So
yeah, before I selected the spell, I don't think we have the.
yeah, that's fine. I was going to update it again, but that's cool. You don't have to place it. You'll be able to get just the dragon and that sort of area blocking off that kind of part of the tunnel even.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm going to cast that right on top of him. He has disadvantage on the save because he is going to be prone on the ground and restrained.
Yeah, which gives him a 6, and he definitely fails that. As what is the effect of this? As describe it for us.
So, so erupting earth. Yeah, so basically a fountain of earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube. So basically, all around him, these rocks start spewing out. It's probably magma rocks coming out, launching all these rocks down, and creating a whole lot of difficult terrain behind him and all around him.
Yeah, absolutely. As you just see underneath the ice that these caverns are made of, this glow of magma as it begins to like erupt and collapse this tunnel around that area that is all difficult terrain. And does he take damage from that as well? Was that 7?
Yes, indeed. 17 points of damage. Not the best roll, but it's something.
Okay, very nice. As that dragon, I will say, is also extra restrained now. As it is kind of one of its wings gets completely crushed by those rocks, and it is like stuck under the rocks and just thrashing out like mad at the moment. Is that going to be your turn?
I think so. Let me just check if I have any bonus actions. Yeah, that's going to be it. Yeah, and my fire spirit will fly up next to me. Yeah, I'm not going to bother attacking with it because the dragon is immune to fire damage.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't even know you were coming in with a full fire character, but makes sense why you got. As that then takes us onto the dragon's turn. So on the dragon's turn, it is definitely going to turn its attention to Spike first. I mean, Spike.
Shepherd.
Just the dog. Shepherd, as it is not enjoying what Shepherd is doing to it currently, and it is going to try and bite it. But first, I'm going to roll to see if it gets its weapon back. It does not. It does not. Lucky for you. However, maybe not so lucky for Shepherd. A bite attack coming
disadvantage saves him? No.
Oh, the disadvantage
or a
stops the
crit.
crit. Still a 25 to hit. Does hit. Yeah, the disadvantage stops the crit, and oh my god,
He's still alive. He's still alive.
he just rips into Shepard, and then he's going to turn his claws on one of you. Yeah, you with the shield right next to him. He's going to like try and turn around and hit you with the claw. But
Fair
Shepard
enough.
he's still sort of down on the ground.
He misses.
That is a miss. As yeah, he is still sort of pinned underneath these rocks. More at this sort of angle, and Shepard is badly hurt by that bite. He is like ripped a chunk off of him, but that is the dragon's turn, taking us on to Gorm.
I will. He's still prone, right? Or is the?
Yeah, he's still prone
yeah.
and restrained because of the rocks.
Yeah. So I believe it's my last spell slot. Let's make sure. One before. I cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
Or he's targeted.
I will say this, just in case it changes what you want to do, this creature is not even at half hit points yet. Just saying.
Well, I'm still planning on drawing his attention, so I'm still doing it.
Yeah, your friends are all looking pretty badly hurt. But as you just like with the Draugr, you inflict wounds upon this creature with advantage.
Oh, no bardic. It still says I have bardic for some reason. Okay, 20.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Not bad. 22.
Damn, it's a lot of blood. Oh, it's bloody now.
Yeah. As you, what does this look like? As you just like surge this energy into the creature. Like what
kick him in the
wounds are you
balls.
opening up?
Kick him in the balls. He doesn't
This
specify.
poor thing's
Me and Spike are ganging
entire
up on him.
groin is just. Sorry, I spoke over you again. Harry.
Yeah, if I go down, your ancestors are going down with me.
Yeah, you can see this dragon like swearing in Giant, going, I should have known better from father. Never trust these damned humanoids. And it seems to be in great deal of pain, swearing in Draconic and Giant. As it lets out these roars, you start to hear more roars as you hear some awful sounds coming from the tunnel that he was trying to go down, sort of muffled by the fact that this tunnel is mostly caved in. But it seems like there are more creatures in this tunnel that can now hear him yelling out in pain. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
That's all I'll do.
Okay. Top of the round, Tom.
Oh. Yes, let's do it. Yes, yes. There's only one way. And it's not the highway.
Oh my god, you're following Shepard's example.
Exactly.
Bite him in the balls.
Exactly. Wait a second. Oh yeah, he's still restrained, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you're still blessed.
yeah, I was remembering that. Perfect. And let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Just need to check the piercing. Oh yeah, the piercing.
So does it work that when you bite a creature, you get the hit points from the damage?
I can choose two things. I can either choose to get this. Let's see. Let me just see. Let's see.
I think you have a specific like bonus section you can use it.
There's two options I can do. Either I can regain hit points equal to, let me see, if it, piercing damage, or I can choose to basically add that to the next attack roll, which is the plan. Since yeah, since
Oh, you're not taking the heal.
no. I have a plan, I think.
Oh yes, because you've got 2 weapon fighting. Yes.
Yeah. Let me just calculate the damage because there's other damage in that. So yeah. Perfect. Let's see what it does. Oh, yeah, that hits.
Yeah,
Oh,
most definitely.
And since I have another feature, I could just be like, undule. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So you just with that last nick it as you run away. And are you mobile?
Yes, I have mobile.
Dude.
That is
Okay.
that is why I freaking can do it. And Shepard, he likes those balls. Come on,
oh,
bad dog. Well, nothing I can do. Nothing I can. And let's see if I can. Yes, I can end my own turn. Yes.
Okay. Svenja, your turn. Saving throw, please. Let's see if magic lightning strikes twice.
Not bargaining on it. Sheet. And let's do 13.
That is a success. So, yeah, you are lying there unconscious and sort of bleeding, but I will say with your first success, because I hate the fact that dying creatures are always unconscious, you cannot move. Your body is, you're basically completely paralyzed, but you can open your eyes and you are aware of what's going on around you, but you are dying. You can feel it. And that is going
Okay.
to take us. Yes.
Yeah, so not enough energy to say something.
Not quite. On another success, you
Okay.
will be able to get words out.
Sweet, thank you.
Chris, that takes us to you then. Sorry for the skip there, Svenja.
No worries. As she opens her eyes, is it in fact the Helm of Tyr, or are we going to just rename it to one of the other local Nordic deities? But if her eyes are open, does that? Okay. So does that radiant or that aura come out again? The aura of protection, really?
I'll say the light is glowing from your eyes. Sure, I'll say it's still going because it is from the magic light.
Cool, thank you.
But yeah, remember that, guys. Chris, it is your turn. What are you doing?
all right. So I can't believe I'm going to ask this, but are the balls immune to fire?
Yes. Though it is.
He got balls of steel.
Yeah, this is a boreal dragon, and you, having fought it before, would know that it is like cold and fire are this thing's friend usually. It uses fire, though it is completely immune. But as with most things, you're not sure about the insides. So, and currently there is an open wound where its groin is. You're not sure there are balls left. Shepard may have eaten them by this point, as this creature is yowling and roaring out in pain. It's just a bloody mess. But yeah, I will say, unless you've got something that can cut through resistances, it's probably fireproof.
You know what? I'm just gonna do the supportive druid thing, and I'm gonna run up to Svenja and cast a Cure Wounds on her. As Truce places his hand on her, on one of the giant scar or giant cut, and cauterizes the wound with his hands.
Hell yes. As I'll give you inspiration for that, because that's a fucking cool way to use Cure Wounds as a fire genasi. And
I've been
I'll
waiting on
say
that
also,
for a while.
as you apply that healing, you'll notice there are more of those icicles in this cabin, in this tunnel, that are sort of dangling precariously above the dragon and these, well, yourselves as well. But 7 points of healing to you there, Sven, as I will apply.
Nice, thank you.
You awaken these wounds being cauterized, and you actually are able to move again. Triss, is that going to be your turn?
Yeah, Truce, while leaning down, he says, "The Valkyries haven't come and got you yet," and he'll take a step back to help clear space if anybody wants to run. And his fire spirit will come up next to him, and that shall be his turn.
Okay. Oh yeah, one thing that actually, Carmilla, on your turn, I just remembered, because the creature had used its reaction to hit Svenja. So if you wanted to move Shepard, you could have done so without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Yes. Let's
so I will allow you to do that retroactively, because I'm going to... Shepard's on 2 hit points. It's about to go to the dragon's turn, and if we kill Shepard while Yeoman's away, he's never going to forgive any of us.
We can always bring him back.
Way.
We can always... Then it's perfect. Necromancy, just raise him as an undead wolf.
I mean, that could be a solution, but we might not have to go there.
I totally forgot that it didn't have its reaction, so I didn't move him. So let's move him, and let's see if he moves. That would be, I think, around there. Yep, since I can't move him at the moment. Yep.
Yeah, he can move pretty quick. He can get behind you. Get right over there. Oh, I move someone? Oh no. He gets right up to you, Camilla. He's right where you are. He's a wolf. He's got 50 feet of movement, and yeah, he gets the hell out of there. Looking quite chuffed, actually. He seems to have something in his mouth, but we go on then to the dragon's turn. Yeah, Storm Shepherd's not going to need snacks on the next cook, but you may not be there to cook it, as this dragon, now still stuck under these rocks, is going to look at you and is going to try and get its breath weapon back.
Oh.
Damn it.
Oh no. Okay, so it can't. Oh, the way it is right now, it can only really target one of you with its breath weapon, which is not ideal. So it is going to hold on to it for now while it's trying to get itself out, and it's going to use its it's going to take a claw attack, and then it's going to use so it's taking a claw at Orm, and then it's going to use the rest of its turn to try and get out from the restraint.
Oh, it's
Yay, baby!
Oh, as this thing like lunges towards you, Gorm, you see it get just stuck and pulled back as it falls back to the ground and misses completely. It is then going to turn its attention away from you and start trying to wrench its wing free. Let's see. And with a 22, you see that rock just come crumbling apart as it wrenches the wing free, and it turns around as you see this ash starting to gather around its mouth, and it starts turning back towards you. But that is its turn. It has got its breath weapon, but it can't use it yet. It is no longer prone or restrained. And we go to you. More exciting.
okay. Okay. Well, I'm sticking with my plan. I am true to the question of the session. Answer. And another. Yeah, another one. Normal now because he's up. Oh my god. Yeah, it missed. Badly missed.
No,
I will give you. Sorry, say again.
No, keep going.
I will give you cinematic advantage on this as this dragon sort of turns around to you, and you were just getting this spell prepared, and I'll let you re-roll that one because wow, you're right up in its face. You've got this thing.
No.
It is still going to be a miss though. As you reach out to try and grab it, it just it like moves back, and you can see that its wings are now free and it is able to move again.
So, okay, two quick questions. The first one is that +1 from the Helm of Tyr. Would that
Right.
make a difference? And have
16.
you used the bardic inspiration?
Also, don't you have bless?
I
you have
used Bless. It was a D4. I don't. Am I?
I
Yeah,
removed the bardic inspiration because you said you didn't have it. But Fenya, did you give him bardic inspiration like now recently?
I think it was earlier, but not in the last 2 or 3 rounds.
Last 10 minutes.
Yeah, if it was within the last 10 minutes, I'll say you can add that still,
I'll add that.
and you can try. What is that? A D6?
Yep, makes it a 21.
That's a hit. As that energy from Tvenya, as you come back to life again, just extends that spell, and it reaches the dragon just as it's trying to recoil from it. And how much damage was that? Oh, you haven't rolled.
Oh, no.
15 necrotic. When he turns to me, I just punch him.
Okay, is there any other effects on that, or is it just the damage?
Just damage.
Okay, yes, it kind of recoils in pain, and it seems badly hurt at this point. But yeah, it is still standing looking.
Okay, we're now in that sunk cost fallacy, which is we've blown all of our resources. Got to kill
There's
it.
one question. I have my shield master feature says that if I make an it's a weapon attack, it says the attack action. I didn't take it. Never mind.
I'll allow it as that's such a stupid thing. If I'll say a spell attacks count for the shove, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a melee spell attack basically. So it's akin to a weapon attack. I'll allow.
Then I'll attempt to shove.
Because we don't really get into spellcasting focuses and stuff specifically, so I'm not too worried about that. And that's a contested athletics.
Yep. Not bad. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you shove him how 5 feet back?
5 feet back.
Okay. Yes, you just like it recoils in that, and you use that momentum to just bash it backwards with your shield into the like broken ice and wall there, taking you out of its attack range.
He'll retreat.
Nicely done.
I will stay here and end my turn. Let me just actually end it. Oh, never mind.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's fine. I keep forgetting to press it.
Yeah, it's okay. Often we just end up pressing it twice. So, Miller, that brings us to you and Shepard. As you can see, your friends are starting to get away, but this creature's looking very angry.
Okay. Yes. Let's do it. Switching to the bow. Marking the creature with a hunter's mark.
Oh, the spell, okay.
Yes. And then fucking, God damn it. Where did my bow go? I don't even know. Oh, perfect. It's here. And then I'm firing at it. Please. Come on.
Yeah, it's not seeing this coming at all.
Oh, nice.
See, and how much is the... let's just see what the hunter's mark is. Just...
D6.
Oh! That's a plus.
Oh. So, yeah, I'll say you
And that is not...
right in the eye. Or is there someone specifically targeting? Because you do wound this thing bad.
I'm just looking at like where I bit into it and just firing it directly into it, because I think like, yes, it gotta be like, at least if I can bite into that, there's a weak point.
Yeah, exactly. With what you were doing before as well, the way you used that fang bite, you've created this weak spot, and the arrow hits exactly in that target, just getting it right in the neck as you see the spurt of blood again, and the creature kind of like stumbles for a moment as you see it is near death. Is that going to be your turn? I mean, Shepard is also badly hurt, but you've still got your movement.
I was never here. No, Hefe. No, Hefe.
All right, you get outside, you see that owl screeching at you as back in the tunnel, Svenja. You see that arrow hitting. What are you doing?
So, as a bonus action, she's going to send. How high is the ceiling of this cave?
It's about 30 feet at the highest in this in the cave, but in here it's probably 15 to 20 feet at its highest in the tunnel.
Okay, so here's what I think she's going to try and do. She's going to send the devil dance rapier up to the ceiling, and it's going attack the ice stalactites there, hoping to loosen a few because it does fire damage. Dragons, the fire releases a bunch of that. I don't know what to attack.
Yeah, so you can just make an attack roll. The icicles, I'll say, have got an AC of 15 to try and chop one down.
Okay, so that would be a 17.
Okay, so that you see that sword fly up into the air and just ignite as it slices through a couple of these icicles. As they come crashing down, you can roll your damage, and that'll be piercing damage from the icicles. Yeah, as it is resistant to cold, so it's not adding extra cold damage, but that 14 piercing damage is what it takes.
Fantastic. She is then going to again laugh in the face of death and say to it, "You should have listened to your old father." And
And I will say, sorry, I gave it a dex save as well, which would roll the 6, and one of those icicles has pierced its other wing and like nailed it to the ground. It is restrained again.
Shit. How fast can I switch weapons? Can she chuck a spear at it? Or do I want to? No, she's just going to throw her spear at it. Attack at advantage. Oh, hang on, range weapon. No, because sorry, it's lying down, so disadvantage on the
No,
range sheet.
Restrained.
It's not prone; it's restrained.
You do have a D4. And you have to lose concentration.
So
So
it doesn't. Attack rolls against it have advantage. It's not prone, so that's not disadvantage on range.
okay,
It's
so
held in place. It's a still target now.
so that would have been a 20 to hit it with
That
the
hits.
1d4. And damage would be normal. Fuck. Shitty roll. 6 points of piercing spear. As should she move back? She is going to move back as the last thing and just come and hide around the corner because she's seen that ash around its mouth. So that's her turn.
Okay, yeah. As you see it, like just yelping in pain, just impaled to the ground. You see it getting that breath weapon ready, like for one final blast to get you away from it, as it is definitely about to die. Though, Tris, this thing did some major damage to you. It's not looking so good. What are you going to do?
Is its mouth like opening right now, about to launch this blast again, or this fire blast?
You see that ash gathering and starting to turn to cinders.
Okay. Would I be able to use a scorching ray to try shoot that right into his mouth, where hopefully it's a little bit less fireproof?
Yeah, I'll say you can try and make that, but I'll say because it is immune to fire, I'll give you disadvantage on the attack roll, which because you've got advantage, will just make it a regular roll actually.
All right, cool. So target, I think I have the spell already in. Let me quickly check. Yes, scorching ray. There we go. Yeah, second level spell. Let's go. So it would just be a normal attack, eh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. First one go its way. Oh, misses. Damn it. Okay, second one. 22.
How many have you got?
It's
So
3.
it's 3 separate blasts going its way.
Oh, scorching ray. I thought it was a firebolt. My bad.
No. So 10 damage on the second one, And then a last one. I think the last one misses. Oh wait, no, 20. Yeah, that hits. Okay, so that's 2d4. Sorry, 2d6. So that's going to be 16 points of damage as these three rays come out each of his three middle fingers and blast right into this dragon.
Okay, yeah, and with that, you see the cinders as it starts like choking on them, as this light from inside it, you see its eyes glowing brighter and brighter as, Tris, how do you want to do this? What does it look
Hell
like
yeah.
as this dragon explodes?
Yeah, as he sees this thing, obviously, it's exploding. So yeah, he's gonna just cover his eyes and turn away as this thing explodes, probably shaking the cave, and then just looks back at this thing and is like, "I think I killed it."
Yes, you see this just puddle of like melted ice and body parts and like viscera dripping from the icicles in the ceiling as that ash now like falls back down and just goes out from the cold air around it as the creature is dead. And we come out of initiative. You guys have defeated a dragon with the help of a stranger, but you are alive at the end of this, and the combat is over.
Can I make a check? See, like if I hear like anything coming, anything else, because he didn't. He did like roar
Yeah, you
earlier
can make
and
a perception check as you see it. Things start to get sort of still, but you can still hear something. So give me a
yeah, I did drop concentration on the bless. And 18. Rolled high on the
Okay,
D4.
with an 18, you can hear more sort of screeching and roaring. It sounds like it sounds kind of like the owl that is still screeching from outside, but coming from deeper in the tunnel, from sort of behind where the dragon is. It doesn't sound like it's getting any closer, but it sounds like there is something maybe not quite as big as the dragon, but there is some roaring coming from the other side there. It doesn't seem like they'd be able to get through that way right now without any trouble, though. It seems like you're safe for the moment.
Okay.
And having defeated the dragon, its hoard is now actually up for grabs, just other than the water elemental
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
protecting it. But yeah, what would you guys like to do is now you sort of end this battle.
How about we head out and patch ourselves before something else tries to kill us?
Yeah, I like that. I think, Svenja would be looking down at her chest and over her shoulder. She can, and fuck, that's going to leave a scar, and then turn to Truss and sort of, I don't know, are you flaming right now? Up in flames? Are you looking relatively non-flammable?
Yeah, so his hair is basically fire, and he has these like fiery tattoos along his charcoal skin.
Okay, so she would sort of clasp his forearm, say, Svenja, thank you. And just sort of nudge, sort of with her head point in the direction of the cave. Come with us. Let's talk.
Come with us if you want to live.
And then as she walks out, she'll look over her shoulder at the bits and pieces of dragon all over the floor and do like a hop, skip, and a woohoo! I cannot believe we fucking just did that. And, so
Yeah.
Manic Svenja is right back in the room.
Yeah, as you take his hand, he says, "Name's Truce. I don't know. Thank you for being in this cave. I don't know how I would have gone out of that without you."
Yeah, so she sort of just like this lopsided grin, say, well, either Odin doesn't want you involved yet, there's some other stuff that you need to do down here. Something.
Yeah, clearly.
So at this point, I would like you guys to all give me a history check, not except for Triss, as to see if you recognize who this person actually is. You've definitely not met them before. But
19.
a fire genasi tends to garner a reputation.
Yeah, my pals are going out very soon. I just want to quickly switch on my laptop so I can switch over nice and easily.
But we are going to end here at 12, so we're sort of going to wrap things up here for tonight in the next 5 minutes.
Checks out.
22
Okay, so Carmilla, you would have heard some stories from your mother, and Svenja, you have, I mean, you love stories, you've heard lots of things. Gorm, no idea who this dude is. The hair seems to be on fire, it's weird. But Svenja and Carmilla, you have heard the stories of Jotun's Crossing, and that there is a higher up there, a fire genasi that commands the giants up there, that is part of what runs that whole operation of giants lifting ships out of the river and carrying them across the mountain to the other river, which is the primary route that one would take to get to the capital from Braudavik. And this is Truss, who is that very same fire elemental. Truss, if you want to add anything, please do. But you recognize this figure by reputation.
Yeah, as soon as you make that recollection, you notice that these tattoos are very much of giant origin.
Yeah, even within that one, that you would recognize the sort of runic giant tattoos.
Ooh, there is so much that we want to talk about. The Jotun specifically, that's the Goliath, that's the Jotun. And yes, but first, fire, wine, sit. I want to see what that owl is about. And yes, she definitely would want to have we can do that in DM or of game time. Definitely want to have a long conversation with the cause, Svenja. Stories, conversations, stuff, that's her thing. Triss, you may have to do a saving throw to get away from her, or she will talk you to death.
And now we have a ship.
Yeah. You notice Triss is actually a very much talkative as well, and he's talking pretty much the exact same amount as you.
Okay, so 17 weeks later, the rest of the party come back. We're still at the fire.
So it's the others that may need to do that saving throw. Currently, you are still standing in the entrance of this cave, and you can hear distant roaring. So what are you guys going to do in the immediate situation to find are you going to try and leave here and try to go back to the campsite? Are you going to try and loot the horde, or are you going to come back later? It's up to you.
Since from what I heard, the worlds did not get any stronger. Is there anything? I know he blew up, but is there anything harvestable from him, or at least some useful meat?
Blood, most likely, if there's anything.
There's bits and pieces for sure that you may be able to get some things off of the dragon. But yeah, as far as meat goes, it's it could be hard to find a good cut.
So Svenja definitely wants essentially incisor teeth, and she will ask Mikkel to somehow mount that on the front of her shield. But other than that, I mean, if chasm and we can still get through the shit, maybe we should go back to the Dragon Horde and rest there. I mean, there is a chasm between us and whatever is making stuff, but
The water elemental should not hear us from there. It shouldn't approach as long as we don't disturb it. So might be a good idea. Yeah. The tree will, unless the ice breaks, will hold for like a day.
okay. Yeah, I don't think she's got the energy right now across that gap. She's okay. This has been intense.
Yeah, with the tree, you can easily just walk across. It won't require a check or anything based on what you left behind there. The dragon may have made it a little less stable, but that, yeah, you know that water elemental doesn't seem to be too interested in pursuing you, so that may be a good campsite. Are you guys going to head back down the tunnel? And if so, you can head that way, and then we can end where you set up camp.
Well,
Yeah, sounds good.
before that, as the adrenaline is leaving the body, is like Camilla is just dropping to the snow, just like rubbing it into her eyes, like because of the fire, and then as she gets back the vision, for those that looks at it, they can now see like the skin has been like apparently like permanently like what's called scarred, or basically turned black.
I will be inspiration for taking a scar, as you see the little like rabbit pop up in the snow, and also has a badass little scar over its one eye from slight burns.
Camilla bites it. It's dead.
No, I'm not eating habit.
That one will hop off in the other direction, and the owl sort of watches it go. The rest of you make your way down the tunnels.
Sorry, I did want to just Svenja would walk out to the owl and sort of just bash her shield with her axe and say in Celestial, "We're still alive. Thank you for looking over." And yeah, if the owl doesn't respond, she'll walk back into the cave.
Owl is going to screech at you, and it looks like it is like angry as it swoops down over your head. You kind of have to duck. You don't even hear its feathers as it flies over, but the talons just take a sort of glancing swipe at you overhead, easily ducked, but it then swoops into the cavern, and it makes a sharp turn, flying down the tunnels, and it flies into the caverns, down into the spike pit tunnel.
See, I knew I was into something with the spikes.
Svenja, when I was a fish, and she used the. No, it was me. When I was a fish and she like, hit the water to make the noise, something in the water like deflected it to me.
Ooh, interesting. Something interesting. So definitely, no. Now see, now she wants to go and check that out, but maybe sense will prevail, and she will. She'll first think about how to get to the thing in the water, roughly where it was.
Oh, I know where it is. I mean, I can try to pull it out as a fish, but I'm not nearly as strong as I am in human form.
Yeah, look, I'm all out in terms of magic, right? But
Same, yeah.
Well,
I've got absolutely nothing right now.
We're not doing it
well,
right
actually,
now anyway.
as you guys get back into that cavern, what you will notice is that because the dragon is dead, its guardian has dissipated, and the water elemental is not up there when you get back. You guys basically, as you kind of go and peek around, it seems to be gone. You're not 100% sure, but you have unlocked the dragon's hoard.
Baby.
Yes.
I will reveal that in the item menu
I think we can.
as
Oh, sorry.
no, sorry, yeah.
We could probably wait for the rest of the party to do the splitting.
Well, we can leave it in there for now, so you can just you don't have to move it into your character sheets.
You can screenshot it and send it in Discord.
Well, I can also send the.
It's easier just to add
Oh,
it
yeah,
in the loot one, if that's possible. Then we can see it easily.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I'm.
Oh, okay.
I love that tab like with loot because it's so much easier to handle.
Well, the way I'm doing this, I'm actually rolling for it. It's one of the new modules. These are rolled like you would roll from the tables, but it rolls it all automatically. It gives me the items to give to you. Like it's great. Let me see. So if you look there, loot. Can you see the dragon horn?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Watch it load on my laptop, so it's not going to work very well.
Oh, I love it.
So I will tell you, Matt, that here there is 240 platinum pieces, 4,700 gold pieces, 16,000 silver pieces, 3,800 copper pieces, and that's just the cash.
Holy
The
crap.
thing that Norm was telling Svenja about, that you guys will easily be able to go and fish out, as it is not that deep. And you will find all of these gems. There are some potions of healing. There are potions of water breathing, invisibility. There are some spell scrolls here as well. But the most beautiful item amongst these is an instrument of the bards, a lyre that is just, as Storm said, sort of buried in there, that you will find as well, Svenja, to be a rather nice looking instrument. There is also some dust of dryness in there. There's a funerary urn. There's some art pieces, but mostly gems. There's some embroidered things as well. But you guys can take a look through all of those things at your leisure. But I think that instrument, I'm sure we know where it's going.
It clearly belongs to the ranger.
Well, there is this conversation, Devin, that you and I need to have about this rapier, because I would be quite happy to give it to Carmelo or someone else. But on the description of it, I'm not sure that I can.
Well, I will say it does look like Svenja's getting a lot of stuff in this, in this dungeon. And that was not, you were supposed to get the Valkyrie stuff, and that was just a roll. So that was going to be in this Dragon's Horde, whether you came here at level 20 or now at level 3. So you can absolutely take the magic items. There will be magic items for everyone eventually. But right now, you just kind of lucked out in this place.
Yeah, I rolled a d20 on my luck dice. Thank you.
Yeah, that is where we're going to end the session for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us, Matt. Next week, if you are available, it would be cool if you could join us again, as you have clearly stayed with the group. Otherwise, you can just give them your card and meet again in a future cameo, as you will probably be seeing them.
Yeah, sure. I'll see if I can make next week. I'll set my elbow. I'll see how I'm doing next week, but I think I can make one more session. So.
Cool. Well, that would be really cool if you can. We can discuss it closer to the time. But thank you very much for joining us. That was a great
awesome.
addition.